This is for educational use only. Our group is allowing our instructor, Mr. Walden Ardinas, to use this as an educational material.
Good day everyone, I'm Cadet Reynaldo Amores JR. Today I'm going to tackle about Asian Regionalism. So, Asian Regionalism is a concept that describes the increasing collaboration and unity among nations within the Asian continent. This cooperation extends across aspects of society including economics, politics, and social matters. One key aspect of Asian regionalism is the creation of regional organization, agreements, and partnerships. These serve as platforms for Asian countries to come together and work collectively to tackle common issues and advance their mutual goals, such as organization can take the form of political alliances, economic trade blocs, or even cultural exchanges. So, the main purpose of Asian regionalism is to address challenges that are best handled collectively due to their regional nature. This can include economic challenges like trade barriers and infrastructure development, political challenges such as conflict resolution and security. So, social challenges like cultural exchange to people connection. Asian regionalism refers to the growing economic, political, and social cooperation and integration among countries in the Asian continent. So first, let's going to tackle about economic cooperation. So, economic cooperation in the realm of economic Asian regionalism has witnessed significant growth. Countries in Asia have increasingly recognized the benefits of collaborating economically. Trade agreements and economic blocs have expanded, reducing tariffs and trade barriers among Asian nations. Initiatives like the Economic Community have emerged aiming to create a single market and production base in the Southern Asia. So, encouraging economic growth and integration. So, that's the economic cooperation. Second is political cooperation. So, politically, Asian countries have been working together more closely to address shared challenges and opportunities. Regional organizations like the Shanghai Cooperation Organization have gained prominence, focusing on security and political stability in Central Asia. Diplomatic dialogues and summits among Asian leaders have become more frequent, fostering cooperation on regional issues such as territorial disputes and regional security concerns. Lastly is social cooperation and integration. So, social and cultural integration among Asian countries has also seen growth, contributing to a sense of shared identity of understanding. Educationally, partnership and cultural exchange programs have expanded, promoting people-to-people connections. So, tourism and cross-border travel have increased, allowing citizens of Asian nations to experience each other cultural firsthand, furthering social integration. So, the growth of Asian regionalism in this three dimension reflects the increasing recognition among Asian nations that they share common interests and face common challenges. So, this recognition has led to deeper collaboration and integration in economic, political, and social spheres with the goal of creating a more cohesive and prosperous Asian region.
I am Jether Diaz, and today I will answer the question why there is an Asian regionalism. So first is economic interdependence. Second is political and security concerns. Third is cultural and historical ties. Fourth is response to globalization. Fifth is balancing external powers. Sixth is infrastructure and connectivity. And lastly is addressing transitional challenges. So first, economic growth and interdependence. So over the past few decades, Asia has been a hub of dynamic economic growth. Countries like China, India, South Korea, and many Southeast Asian nations have witnessed remarkable economic transformations. This growth trajectory has led to an intricate web of trade relations, investment, and economic partnerships among these nations. As countries become more economically intertwined, they develop a mutual reliance on others' markets, resources, and industries. This economic interdependence not only boosts trade but also fosters a sense of unity and shared interest, making regional cooperation not just beneficial but often essential. Second is political and security concerns. Asia is a diverse continent with a complex geopolitical landscape. Historical disputes, territorial conflicts, and differing political systems can sometimes lead to tensions. In this context, regionalism serves as a mechanism for dialogue, conflict resolution, and trust building. Organizations like Asian have been instrumental in providing platform where member countries can address shared security threats, mediate disputes, and engage in diplomatic dialogues. Through regionalism, countries aim to ensure stability, peace, and harmonious coexistence in the region. Third is cultural and historical ties. This is very interesting as Asia is rich in cultural diversity, which centuries-old tradition, language, and histories. Many Asian countries, despite their differences, share common cultural and historical traits. Regionalism accentuates and shared cultural narratives and historical experiences. By coming together as a region, countries can celebrate their shared heritage, promote mutual understanding, and strengthen people-to-people ties. This cultural connection acts as a bridge, fostering goodwill and camaraderie among nations. Fourth is response to globalization. In this era of increasing globalization, regional blocs offer countries a way of collectively navigate the challenges and opportunities it presents. Globalization, while bringing economic opportunities, can also lead vulnerabilities, especially for smaller nations. By forming regional alliances, countries can pool their resources, share best practices, and present a united front in global negotiations, ensuring that their interests are adequately represented and protected. Fifth is balancing external powers. Asia's strategic importance has attracted the attention of major global powers. Regionalism offers Asian countries a way of balance these external influences. By forming regional alliances, countries can collectively negotiate with the larger powers, ensuring that no single external entity dominates the region. This collective approach provides smaller countries with a greater leverage in international relations. Sixth is infrastructure and connectivity. So, infrastructure development is crucial for economic growth. Regional cooperation can lead to joint infrastructure projects, enhancing connectivity between countries, improve transportation links, ports, and communication networks, facilitate trade, tourism, and cultural exchange. Such projects, when undertaken collectively, can be more cost-effective and have broader impact, benefiting the entire region. And lastly is addressing transnational challenges. Certain challenges such as climate change, pandemics, and natural disasters do not recognize national borders. These transnational issues requires a collective response. Regionalism provides a framework for countries to pool their resources, share knowledge, and formulate joint strategies to address these shared challenges effectively. So, to summarize, Asian regionalism is a multifaceted phenomenon driven by a combination of economic, political, cultural, and strategic factors. It underscores the importance of collective actions and cooperation in rapidly changing global landscape. That's all. Thank you. What are the examples of regionalism? So, regionalism refers to the expression of distinct cultural, economic, or political characteristics of a particular region within a larger entity to be a nation or continent, whether manifesting through language, cuisine, customs, political movements. Regionalism highlights diversity within a larger nation or global structures. So, first is The example of regionalism is first is Europe, Catalonia in Spain. So it is one of the most prominent instances of regionalism in Europe. It is the Catalan independence movement in Spain, rooted in distinct history, language, which is Catalan, and culture. Catalonia has often sought greater autonomy from the central Spain government. Over the years, there have been varying degrees of course independence punctuated by the referenda and demonstration. Second is Asia, the state of Punjab in India. So in India, the state of Punjab is an example of regionalism manifested primarily in language and religion. Though Punjabi is spoken in Punjab, is distinct from Hindi and other regional languages of India. Furthermore, Punjab is spiritual from whom Sikhism, differentiating it from Hindu majority and the rest of the country. The demand of the separate Sikh state called in the 1880s and 1890s the significant regionalism movement. Third is North America and Quebec and Canada. So Quebec, a province in Canada, has distinct French heritage, setting it apart from the English-speaking majority of Canada. This difference has prompted movements advocating the greater autonomy of even secession from Canada. The province has its own language laws to protect and promote French language, demonstrating regionalist tendencies. Fourth is Africa, the Oromo in Ethiopia. So the Oromo of people constituting significant ethnic group in Ethiopia have long championed for greater regional autonomy due to their distinct language, Afan Oromo, and the culture. The tensions between Oromo and Central Ethiopian governments have often been reflection for the larger pull-ups regionalist dynamics in Africa. And lastly is the South America in Zulia state, Valenzuela. So Zulia is regional oil reserves, has occasionally expressed desires for greater autonomy from the central Venezuelan government. Bolstered by its economic significance, the state regionalist sentiments often intersects with its economic interests. So, in conclusion, regionalism has reflected in examples above, often emerges from combinations of historical, linguistic, cultural, and sometimes economic factors. These regionalist tendencies reminds us that intricate tapestry of identities that constitute larger political entities, be nations or continents. Recognizing and understanding regionalism is vital for any holistic appreciation of global diversity and the challenges and the opportunities present in the realm of governance and unity. That's all. Thank you.
So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of regionalism? So, regionalism, the practice of focusing on and promoting the interest of a particular region or group of regions, has both advantages and disadvantages. So, let's start with the advantages. Number one, we have localized development. So, regionalism can lead to more localized and targeted development initiatives. Regions can tailor policies to address their unique economic, social, and environmental challenges. Number two, we have cultural preservation. So, it can help preserve and promote local cultures, languages, and traditions, fostering a sense of identity and community pride. Number three, efficient resource allocation. Regional governments can allocate resources more efficiently based on their specific needs and priorities, potentially reducing waste. Number four, improved governance. So smaller regions, governments can be more responsive to the needs of their constituents, leading to potentially better governance and accountability. The next, we have economic diversification. So regions can specialize in industries or sectors that align with their strength, promoting economic diversification and reducing dependence on a single industry. So those are the advantages of regionalism. Let's go to the disadvantages. Number one, fragmentation. Regionalism can lead to political and economic fragmentation, hindering national unity and coordination. The next one, we have resource competition. Regions may compete for resources and investment, leading to disparities in development and exacerbating regional inequalities. The next one, we have inefficiency. Duplication of administration, functions, and regulation across regions can be inefficient and costly. The next disadvantage, we have potential for conflict. When regions pursue their interests aggressively, it can lead to conflicts and tensions between regions and the central government. The next disadvantage is the limited global influence. Smaller regional entities may have limited global influence compared to larger unified nations. Next, with risk of exclusivity. Regionalism can sometimes foster exclusivity, where certain groups or communities within a region are marginalized or excluded. So, in summary, the impact of regionalism can vary widely depending on the specific context, the degree of autonomy granted to regions, and how effectively regional governments manage their responsibility and resources. So, balancing regional interest with national choosing is a complex challenge for many countries. That would be all. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I was assigned to discuss about the new regionalism. So before we proceed to my main topic, let's define first what is regionalism. So this is the theory or practice of regional rather than central systems of administration or economic, cultural, or political affiliation. So this only means that the control of the administration is not in the national or central, but rather in the region. So my topic is the new regionalism, meaning if there is new, there's an old one. So in order for us to really comprehend this topic, let's differentiate the old and the new regionalism. So, um, unlike old regionalism, which was oriented more toward interaction between states, new regionalism involved a variety of state and non-state actors involved in a process of transformation of the world order. Thus, globalization affected new regionalism, which in turn participated in shaping globalization.
Hello everyone, I am the Cadet Padullon and I'm here to discuss the how does regionalization affect globalization. So, regionalization refers to the process of dividing in the world into the smaller geographic areas based on certain common characteristics such as cultural, economic, or political factors. This region can be continents, countries, or even smaller subdivision within the countries. Globalization, on the other hand, is the interconnectedness and interdependence of countries in the terms of trade, finance, information, and culture. So, here's how regionalization affects globalization. So, number one is the economic integration. Regionalization often involves the formation of economic blocks or trading zones, like European Union or the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Now, the United States, Mexico, Canada agreements or USMCA. These regional groups facilitate trade by reducing barriers such as tariffs and quotas within the region. This can both promote and be product of globalization, as this encourages the flow of goods and services across borders. So, the second is the cultural exchange. Regionalization can strengthen cultural ties with the specific region. People with the region may share similar language, tradition, and historical experience. This can lead to the exchange of ideas, values, and practices, contributing to a sense of regional identity. At the same time, it can also create contrast with the cultures outside the region, potentially limiting the spread of global cultural influences. The third one is the political alliance and cooperation. Regions often together in political and security matters. For example, the Association of Southeast Asian Nation in Asia or African Union in Africa. These regions organizations can influence global politics by presenting a unified front of certain issues. They also reserve a forums of diplomacy and conflict resolution, which can have broader implication for global stability. The last one is the regulatory convergence. Within regions, countries may harmonize their regulations and standards. This can facilitate trade and cooperation by reducing the need for the business to navigate vastly different legal environments. However, it may also create barriers for entities outside the regions, potentially hindering global market access.
Regionalism in the Philippines is when people from different parts of the country feel strongly connected to their own regions. The Philippines is made up of many islands with diverse culture, languages, and tradition. This regional loyalty is an important part of Philippine society and politics. Regionalism in the Philippines is a social, cultural, and political phenomenon that encapsulates the deep-seated sense of attachment and identity that individuals and communities across the archipelago harbor toward their respective regions. This profound connection is a direct reflection of the Philippines' unique geographical composition, consisting of numerous islands characterized by an intricate tapestry of distinct culture, languages, and tradition that have evolved over centuries. This mosaic of diversity has given rise to a complex web of regional loyalties, which in turn serve as a foundational pillar within Philippine society and plays a pivotal role in the shaping dynamics of its political landscape. So here are some key points about regionalism in the Philippines. So first is diverse cultures and languages. The Philippines has a many ethnic group like Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, and Bicolano, each with their own unique culture and language. People from these regions are proud of their distinct identities. So second is historical influence. Historical events like Spanish and American colonization have shaped regional identities. Some areas developed more than others, leading to cultural and economic difference that still exists today. Third is political impact. Regionalism plays a big role in Philippine politics. Politicians often use regional ties to their advantage and people from the same region sometimes vote together. The country's decentralized political system also reinforces regional identities. Fourth is economic difference. Some regions like Metro Manila are wealthier than others. This economic gap can make people from less developed regions feel left behind. Fifth is regional organization. The Philippines has a group like the Cordillera Administrative Region and the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao that promotes cooperation and development within a specific region. So six is cultural celebration. Each region has its own festivals and traditions that locals take pride in. These events showcase the country's rich and cultural diversity. While regionalism can create a strong sense of identity and pride, it can also lead to conflict and unequal resource distribution. The Philippine government tries to address these issues while celebrating the country's regional diversity and promoting national unity. Regionalism as a powerful force has the capacity to engender a profound sense of identity and pride among diverse communities, imbuing them with a collective consciousness deeply rooted in their unique regional heritage. However, it is imperative to acknowledge that formidable region allegiance can at times precipitate disorder and disparities, the distribution of what resource potentially fracturing the cohesiveness of the nation. In response to this intricate tapestry of regional dynamics, the Philippine government assumes the formidable task of navigating the delicate balance between nurturing regional identities and fostering a cohesive national unity. In a nuanced pursuit, the government strives to mitigate conflicts stemming from regionalism that rectify an equal resource allocation. It simultaneously endeavors to celebrate and preserve the rich mosaic of cultures, languages, and traditions that define the Philippine archipelago. recognizing the importance of preserving the nation's regional diversity as a source of strength and vitality in its enduring journey towards unity.
So let's start with the difference of regionalism and globalization. Globalization promotes the integration of economies across state borders all around the world, but regionalization is precisely the opposite because it is dividing an area into smaller segments. Globalization allows many companies to trade on international level, so it allows free market, but in a regionalized system, monopolies are likely to develop. Regionalism limits activity as it focuses on things happening in the region. It means cultural, social, economic, and knowledge exchanges with external parties are focused on a region rather than what's outside it. Globalization, though, makes you know how the climate around you works. You open your eyes and see that national economies are just a drop in the ocean, but the world is interconnected. You understand the economy is larger than one country, but capital and goods flow internationally. This means knowing the definition enables you to find more opportunities. For example, you can live in Chile, buy materials in Africa, manufacture in Asia, have office employees in Europe, and realize your production is in the United States. Ideally, we share at global level those things that apply to all people. At regional level, though, we share the things common to everyone at that level. At local level, we share things that are distinctive to our local level, and we share within our family those things that are special to us. Administering local concerns at national or global level leads to actions and regulations that are insensitive and often inappropriate, as well as inefficient in many local areas. Effective action at global level depends on doing what is best done at that level and leaving the rest to the lower levels of governance and administration.